if you are going to be approaching someone, right? As if they say, yeah, you have all the time in the world to figure out the details and to give them more information, but you got to get them interested first.
Right.
And uh, a big thing that any creative project should have, whether it's a YouTube channel, podcast, news, whatever, is a succinct pitch. A lot of, like, there's this one guy that I listen to that talks about a 10-word pitch. So it's like, you have your show. If you cannot explain that show and what makes it unique and interesting in 10 words, then you got to find something else or figure it out. It's like, so
Right.
cut that down. And that way you can just be like, this is what my show's about. My show is, about an artist collective living on an island and they make stuff. There
Right.
it is. And pitches to collaborate are the same thing, right? Like, maybe you already have your project set, but if you say, hey, here's my 10-word thing, this is what my show's about. This is the role that I want you in. There's a character who does, hey, this is my show, blah, blah, blah. I have a character who is a violin player on the street and I need you, it pays this much or it doesn't pay, or it's going to take us 3 hours to record. And then, and then it'll be released on this day, hopefully to
Right.
this audience, and like, and let them know what's going to be in it for them. Right.
Yeah.
So if some guy messages you and is like, hey, do you want to be in my UHC? You might be like, I don't know, like, this might not be beneficial. But if they say,
Right.
hey, we're a slightly larger channel, we like reaching out to other people, or we like your personality, or, we think you can expose you to more people, then they're going to be more likely to do that. So
Yeah.
let them know why they want to be on your show.
Right.
And again, succinct, professional. And if they come back and they're using emojis and laughing and, smiley face and all that, you can match their tone.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But it's always easier to start more professional and then ease
Yeah.
up, as opposed to starting like a joke and then trying to muster up
Right.
something professional.
If you start as a joke, you're going to be seen as a joke from the get-go. And
yeah, potentially.
What they say is true about how important first impressions are. It's why when you go to a job interview or whatnot, you also try to be more professional, or you try to have a firm handshake. All those things, remain eye contact. All that stuff can loosen as time goes on once they actually know who you are. The worst thing that can happen, though, is if someone thinks of you completely differently than what you actually are and how dedicated you are to your project. If they just don't see that from the get-go, it's going to be really hard to kind of gain their trust in that front. So just being professional from the get-go and cherry picking the information you want to give them what's essential for them to know, and what's most exciting about the project. You really don't want to give your whole life story as to why you started this. I got a UHC invite once that was talking about how, like, it was a really wholesome message, to be fair. Like, I'm not trying to shame the guy or anything, but he was saying a lot of, like, he doesn't have a lot of friends online. He thought this would be a great way to try to, like, get more friends and hang out. And he kind of, like, started with all that. And then when I was looking through this message, I didn't actually get any information on the project itself. And I did end up asking for more information because, like I said, it was a wholesome message. It's just pretty much every time I have sent a professional message to someone for, like, an invite where I was very clear and to the point as to what I needed from them and what they would gain from it and the most exciting parts about the project, almost every time it's worked out. And then, to be fair, you also kind of have to know who's more likely to accept and who's less likely to accept. And that's a whole nother minefield. And I wasn't shooting message to ginormous creators or anything to get their help or whatnot, because I understand my level of outreach to other creators. Hey there, you just watched a clip from my creative podcast. If you'd like to check out the full episode, you can support me over on Patreon, and if not, you can subscribe to check out more clips coming here soon.